Energy leech part 2. First, I kind of want to explain the term energy leech. So this is to describe someone who's like sucking your energy, utilizing your energy in a way where you gain nothing from it, right? So it's not reciprocal. But I wanted to point out that this is a term that a lot of people use to avoid accountability that they have in the situation, right? So they kind of make it one-sided. I did nothing wrong, da 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 da. That's not the case here. I see exactly what I did wrong. So part of what I was doing wrong, to call back to the last video, is yeah, he was texting me after my bath and I was texting back before a nigga even air dried. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you know I'm aware of my part in this, and in any connection, it takes two people. So my first note on energy leeches is if you don't want leeches, don't fuck around in the swamp. So for me in this particular case, the swamp happened to be a widely known app among the queers called Jacked. Yes, it's a swamp, it's a wasteland. I was never gonna find my soulmate there. So my part in fostering the conditions was, letting him into my space time after time, just for, cuddles or whatever the fuck, like just some regular bullshit. And yeah, I see what I did wrong. Multiple times. The thing about energy leeches, when I say this term energy leech, I mean, there are reasons I'm saying this, right? There's a certain level of deceit. There's a certain level of, coincidence and synchronicity, right? So the only when I do baths, lying to me about his age. Yeah, he told me he was 26 and he was 39. But see, what I mean, maintaining the conditions, I maintained the condition by not cutting it off then, right? So I didn't cut it off then. We hung out multiple times after that. I knew. So what I mean when I call this person an energy leech, I mean there are reasons for it, right? So they would only come by when I've done a bath. They would only text me when they were in town. They wouldn't ever talk to me between then. We had no real, actual connection or relationship otherwise. But I fucked around in the swamp, and I maintained the conditions. So I fostered the conditions by letting him into my space, and I maintained them by keeping it up. Over and over. Also, having lived states away, and not really having any real conversation or real relationship with me or connection, one time before this, they came over for one day, and they asked me to move in with them. States away. At that point, I had a vision of what that life would be like with them, and it was the scariest thing ever. Getting a vision of me being a live-in sex toy. Mind you, we only had sex once, and it wasn't good. And so he asked me was it good? And I was like, I would try it again. He got so upset. And that's part of why he kept grasping onto this, wanting another chance, and not ever getting it because we never did it again. Baby, we're gonna need a part 3. This is so embarrassing, okay? Follow, comment, share for part 3, and I will just be vulnerable.